up? This is Alyssa. Welcome to my channel. If you are all about becoming the better version of yourself and living the life that God has for you, go ahead, click that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified when my next video drops, okay? So today we're going to be talking about the importance of validating your emotions. So let's get into it. When it comes to validating your emotions, the first thing you have to realize is that emotions are energy in motion, okay? There is a law that says energy is not destroyed. It cannot be destroyed. So it's important that we validate our emotions by being honest with ourselves, being truthful about how we are feeling on the inside. When you validate your emotions though, you can't do it under shame, guilt, judgment. So if, for instance, you feel like you are upset and you're specifically upset with God, as a Christian, you might feel like, oh, I'm not supposed to be upset with God. But when you're validating your emotions, validate them by just saying how you feel. It's no judgment, it's just how you feel. After you just acknowledge, wow, I'm feeling upset with God, then you can go into praying to God about it, telling Him how you feel, writing it in your journal, going to therapy to dissect it further, having a coaching session about it, whatever works for you. But that first step is just validating that emotion by being honest with yourself, not judging yourself for the emotion, not condemning yourself, not shaming yourself, and not guilting yourself. Within the Christian community, and I always go back to the Christian community because there's so much room for putting faith and inner work together, okay? So within the Christian community, what I see is that when you validate or acknowledge a feeling of anger, a feeling of feeling isolated from God, a feeling of being frustrated, any of those, like what we would consider a negative feeling, any of those things, what we learn as Christians is that it goes against faith. If you feel this way, then you're not having faith. If you feel this way, then you're not honoring God. If you feel this way, then you're not accepting His love. There's so many different scenarios like that within the Christian community. And what this does is it causes guilt and shame for the people that actually are dealing with some heavy emotions attached to some heavy situations. And as soon as you start feeling that heaviness and it goes against that subconscious belief just of the like religious beliefs that you have, once that starts happening, what you do is instead of validating the emotion, you run away from it. Ways that you can run away from validating your emotions could be slapping a scripture on it. You might pray and forgive that person, but really you said a prayer and you did that because biblically that's what you're supposed to do, but inside you don't feel like you've forgiven them, like you're not even, any step closer to that aspect, and you'll move on like it doesn't even exist, like it's not there. But in reality, that emotion is still sitting within your body, okay? Emotions are energy in motion. They're not destroyed. When you slap a scripture on them, when you pretend like it doesn't exist within yourself, when you pretend like you're fine, when you maybe cope with it, whether that's stress eating, whether that's alcohol, whether that's drugs, whether that's sex, whatever it is, when you do things like that, that emotion doesn't erase. It just goes within your body because emotions, they cannot be erased in that way. You have to actually validate them first, so then they're able to be released. If you just allow your emotions to sit there in your body and try to not process them, try to just slap a scripture on there, try to just pray and not acknowledge that that emotion is still there, it will manifest in your body. For me, that looked like gut pain, pelvic pain, muscle pain, brain fog, headaches, so many different things. So it's important that you're validating your emotions, that you're being able to name your emotion and also pick up on how it manifests in your body. Being able to say how you feel is so important. So then you can take it to God with prayer, with a strategy for your soul, and then you can take the steps that you need to release that emotion. If you are someone who's in the process of healing and you're like, oh, that's me, I don't even know how to name my emotions, make sure you click the link in my description box. I do have a 90-day program called Faith and Soul Work, and I will actually go one-on-one coaching with you to make sure that you get the tools you need to be able to validate your emotions and release them, because without that, you can't have your breakthrough, you can't have your clarity, you can't actually move forward. So I want you to get unstuck. Make sure that you click the link in the description box so you can find out more info about that. I hope that you apply to the program. So I hope that this video shed some light on the importance of validating your emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. It's not destroyed. Until next time, happy healing.